Hello ladies. What's up guys? Kenny Master here again, coming at you with another HI-ILS approach. So let's get started. We are at Roswell, Kilo, Romeo, Oscar, Whiskey, and this is the HI-ILS runway 21. A couple days ago I did this flight LAX to Roswell, and I did not actually do this approach online because I was nervous, because there was a lot to take in here because of these altitude restrictions down here, and my horrible short-term memory was going to cause problems, and it still does, even though I've done this many times, and I'll get into that in just a few minutes while I'm doing it. So first, let's do a rundown of the approach. If you're coming from the west, as I am, you see, follow my mouse cursor, I am on the J65 airway, and you'll notice there's a minimum en route altitude, an MEA of flight level 240. Now behind me, we flew over some mountains. My guess is that's why the MEA is there. And we'll be approaching towards the Chisholm VOR. We'll be approaching from the west, but if you look closer at the chart, look on the right side. If you're coming from the northeast or the southeast, the northeast you have the Texaco vortac, and the southeast you have the Wink vortac. So pretty much if you're coming anywhere from 000 to the 180 radial, the entire right half, you're going to want to come in from one of these feeder fixes. That's what these are. And then you can just join the 080 outbound radial from Chisholm. But as it is, we are coming from the west, so we're going to have to come in on the 257 outbound radial. We're going to fly out on the 080 outbound radial for 1 minute, and we start it 10 DME east of the Chisholm VOR. So we have to cross it. When we get 10 DME, we fly for 1 minute, do a left procedural turn or a teardrop entry, and rejoin the 080 outbound radial. And then you'll see at 5 DME, you're going to want to start turning, and you really want to be established on this 360 outbound radial, because you got a lot going on here, guys. Let's get into these altitude restrictions. So you'll see we cross genome at or above 15,000. And let's get into a little more detail why this, you really got to pay attention on this one. If you see the line underneath the number, that means you want to be at or above 15,000. But get to Hookah, the line is above. That means it's at or below 1,500. Same thing as Zuvpa, at or below 8,000. And then at Topin, or the lead radial, excuse me, if you look up on the chart, it'll show the lead radial 044. We need to be at 6,500. And then pretty much when we get turned around and get established on the approach course, we want to be at or above 5,100. This is a lot for me to remember. You know, my memory sucks. I've said it many times. Also, I'm trying to make a video. I can still walk and chew gum at the same time. Cannot talk and make a video at the same time and fly. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Pay attention to the altitudes. All these DMEs, we need to stay at least 16 miles away from the Chisholm VOR at all times. And yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. My goal here, I guess, if I can make the arc look somewhat decent, then I'll be happy. So right now I am about 10 DME west of the vortac. We're going to continue flying. We're going to pass it. I like to start out away from the procedure, good 10-20 miles out, so you guys can see the approach, me getting established on it. I've got my heading bug set for the heading that I was on when I was tracking the 257 outbound. Now I've got the OBS set up to join the 080 outbound heading east to join the initial approach course. I want to take a quick second to thank Agent B7. I was having some issues with OBS. I am a liar. Apparently I am full of shit because I said a couple times in previous videos I was not going to get OBS, but GeForce Experience was pissing me off. I've tried making this video several times, but GeForce Experience would stop recording on its own, and I've yet to find an answer for that. So I was having trouble with OBS. Every time I switched screens, I would get this black screen, and when I turned VSync off, I don't get the black screen anymore. As you saw at the very beginning when I was switching between the map and explain here, I do not have a hotkey set up yet for start recording. That's why you had to see OBS. Sorry about that. I am not that hardcore. I'm not going to get into streaming. So we're at 2 DME. Gotta love that cone of confusion, don't you? You can see the HSI coming over. And remember what the chart, if you're following along at home, at 10 DME, we're going to want to start the timer and fly a 1 minute outbound leg. We're about 5 DME right now. And remember, when we get back, we really want to be established on this one, because a lot is going to be going on. And we also got to maintain the speed, which I have been horrible at. If I break a few of the rules, I'm not going to be happy about it. Mostly this is going to be about executing the procedure properly, and hope you guys are better at doing some stuff than I am. Okay, getting close to 10 DME to start the timer. We're at 9er. It does say a speed of 265 knots or less starting the procedure. Okay, 10 DME, so let's basically do 30 seconds past the hour, and then we'll start the turn. And getting trimmed, it's almost impossible to be properly trimmed on this one. With the constant altitude changes, and I'm being able to pay attention, and so it was always one thing or the other. Like, I would record one time, it would screw up. It's like, okay, well, let's redo it. I know the stuff I did wrong. I would love to have done this unrehearsed, but shit happens, and I hate GeForce Experience. Alright, getting close to 30 seconds, and then we will start. Okay, start turning for the left-hand procedural turn. Still working my working on my rudder skills. See right there, got a little bit away from me. I climbed a little bit more than I wanted to. I've gained 300 feet. Isn't that fun? Yeah. Come on, Bessie, get back down. Okay, we're at 15 seconds left. How close can I come out to being exactly perfect? All right, there's 30. That's pretty good. I'll take that. Then I got to keep coming back. Sorry, my the way I have my response curve on this new stick, it's even worse with the roll axis and the stiffer springs. I'm still trying to get used to that. It's interesting. My flares have been horrible with it. You see I'm trimming it, trying to get it to stay at or above 5,000. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to start bringing her back to the right to line up with the 080 outbound. But we are heading inbound. Just know that is the 080 outbound radio that we are trying to align with. Remember, when we get to 5 DME, that's when we want to start turning. So right now, I'm going to set my heading bug to 09 or 0 because we're going to be heading straight north, 360. And when we start the DME arc, I'm just going to leave the heading bug set there. So that's ready to go. I want to plan ahead on this, in particular on this one. So we know we're just going to be doing a straight north turn, heading 360. Not established as nice as I would have liked to have been. Okay, I'm still trying to get her trimmed, huh? You're going to see me overshoot a lot. Okay, so the cone of confusion. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set the OBS to 360. We're at 5.9er. Start turning now. Remember, Derby, if you remember the chart or if you're following along, Derby, we want to be at or above 15,000. And Derby was 11 DME. And this is when I've never been able to time this turn perfectly. I either undershoot it or overshoot it. Love that cone of confusion, don't you? Okay, it should be coming back soon. Watch that speed. Oh boy, don't tell me I undercut that too much. Oh, looks like I did. Okay, do as I say, not as I do. I'd hoped to have been established on this by now. Watch the altitude, I'm below 15,000. Da-da-da. A lot going on here on this one. And I thought, and I say that every time, but it seems like I keep finding even more difficult ones. Okay, we're at 8.3, getting close to 11 DME, and then we really got a boogie because we got to drop to at or below 11,500, starting at 11 DME, and then at 16 DME we got to start the turn. Okay, 1 mile to go, and then we start dropping, and I mean drop. I'm going to be lowering, I'm going to be cutting the throttle, full speed brakes. We're going to be going down. All right, speed brakes 2. Idle throttle. I'm going down because we want to be at or below 1,500 at 1.6. That's what was really throwing me for a loop, because I'm scratching my head. Why would it be at or below 1,500? There's nothing here. On this turn, it would make more sense to have it at or above 1,500. Just my opinion, but okay, speed brakes 0. Start giving her some throttle so we don't stall her. And looks like we made it. I went below, so at or below 1,500. So this is where it actually benefited me. Overshooting. So that was kind of nice. Maybe that was their theory. Have it at or below so you can really descend and not worry about being over. Because you saw plenty of times on this at or above 1,500. I was well below that. And I totally screwed up. I was supposed to turn there to start the DME arc. I can walk and chew gum at the same time, but I cannot talk and make a video at the same time. So here I'm descending 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's turn 10, twist 10. Oh, I was supposed to turn there. Remember, at 16 DME, I was supposed to begin my turn. Do as I say, not as I do, guys. Alright, so at or below 8,000 by the 022 radial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need to be at or below 8,000. So we made that altitude restriction. We're at 7,900, right at 250 knots. And now we can actually start descending to the 6,500. We need to be at 6,500 by the lead radial. Or excuse me. Yeah, that's right. Which I screwed up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. God, I'm freaking stupid. I even said it. I called it out at 6,500 by the 020 radial, right? Isn't that what I said? Zufpa? No, Zufpa was 8,000. Okay, the lead radial, we need to be at 6,500. So I was right. And now I went below 6,500 because I second guessed myself. God damn it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, the lead radial is 044. So basically, this next one, we're just going to keep turning. Sorry about the length of this video. I knew this one would be a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I said I was going to keep turning. Alright, so now we need to switch to the localizer course. Or localizer frequency. And the course is 215. And if you just do a nice constant turn here, we shall come out pretty good. And here we can actually start descending 5,100. Yeah, I overshot it or undercut it a little too much there. But we'll be fine. If that's the worst thing I did in this video. Huh. Sorry guys. There's a lot going on here. I really wish someone else would make this video and show me if there's an easier way to remember this stuff or how they do it. A lot going on. I am far from perfect. I've never claimed to be. I would love to do this, approaches like these with other people. Do a group flight sometime. So we need to be at or above 5,100 until 7 DME. And another thing I got to think about, why would they have a high ILS? Why all these altitude restrictions? There's nothing around here. So it's not like we were going to hit anything. And a high ILS approach, there's no weather out here. Like the worst you're going to see would be like a sandstorm. You know, so like if this were Minnesota where you could have like fog and snow, like yeah, you want to start high so you don't ice up, but I'm not complaining at the fact that there's a high ILS. I love the idea of high ILS. It just, there's a lot of things when I look at this that I'm like, why so fussy? We're in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the gear. See what I mean? See how pitchy she is because of my response curve that I have to have set up. It's interesting. I'm still used to the softness of my old stick. And this one is just, it's still so stiff. Hopefully it gets better in time. Alright, we've hit 7 DME, so now we can start descending even more. Alright, flaps 1. Flaps 2. Really got to work that throttle and the speed brakes here. I've had a run of bad luck with my landings. Seems like I get in really long streaks of bad landings and then short streaks of good landings and then go back to the bad landings again. They're floating like freaking crazy. I really do hope X-Plane 12 is not as floaty. Alright, what did I say the altitude was? 3,667 is the runway altitude. Okay, give a little more gas. And another thing, yeah, you want to maintain about 160 knots on approach, but then I usually have a habit of getting too low, and then I have to give her gas, and then I go over 160 knots, and then that helps. That creates the floating issue. I'm really my own worst enemy in doing all of this. All right, cut the throttle. And I think frick. That was a little high there. All right, speed brakes 2. Flap 0. 308, I'll take it. Look at the float though. God damn it. I'll go back and watch the replay. A lot of these videos I keep forgetting to do the replay because stuff's going on. Like I said, I walk and chew gum at the same time, trying to stream or trying to record and talk and make a video at the same time. Ugh, see what I mean? Sorry, that's the sound of the trigger. I don't use my toe brakes like I should. Like there, I just used them. All right, parking brake. Let's see how bad this was. Get rid of the Garmin. Oops, wrong key, sorry. knowing my distance from the runway, I struggle with that too. Two-dimensional. And this is actually pretty good. Daytime's easier for me than the night. See, I was high. I should have been lower. You know what? That didn't look bad. For minus 308, I'll take it. You go watch videos of guys landing F-16s. They're always bouncing like that. This is the Talon, but centerline is just a guide. And I said this in was it Discord or Twitch the other day. I look at the runway like a highway. If I'm on the left side, I pretend I'm driving in Europe. If I'm on the right side, I pretend I'm driving in America. Like, what's the big deal? I mean, or I'm practicing simultaneous approaches where the fighter jets will come in and two planes will land at the same time, one on each side of each other. Formation landings. Well. There it is. I'm sorry about my mistakes, but I hope you guys got the gist of it. And I just realized something. Let's look at the arc. There's the DME arc. You see how I cut the corner too much. So I got established late, but somewhat recovered. I should have turned sharper, I guess. I thought I had cut it. I thought I undercut it too much. You see my DME arc when I did the teardrop. Or not the DME arc, the procedural turn. See what I mean? Anyway, give it a shot, guys. It's the HI-ILS runway 21 at Roswell. Kilo Romeo Oscar Whiskey. Thanks for watching, guys. Kenny out.